Hey everyone, I'm Priscilla Freed and I'm here in my studio in Littleton, Colorado. And today I want to talk to you about goal setting. Now I know it's January, so a lot of people set goals, New Year's resolutions, all that kind of stuff that just goes by the wayside, at least by Valentine's Day, if not sooner. And I want to talk with you about how not to be one of those people and how to actually achieve your goals this year. I'm a big goal setter and I really believe in fresh starts. It's January, it's a new year, it's a new decade. Why not hit the reset button and really push hard towards achieving everything you want this year? However, if you don't have certain things in place to help make sure that you're successful, then you will end up being just another statistic, someone who set a bunch of goals and really didn't achieve them or get close, or maybe part of them, or were wishy-washy about it. So here are the two things that can make a huge difference in actually achieving the goals that you want to achieve this year. Number one is you want to make sure that you set milestones. And I have some examples that I put together for you that I want to share, okay? So, for example, let's say you want to lose 50 pounds this year. Well, obviously you're not going to lose 50 pounds in the first 30 days, right? So you want to set milestones, okay? What's a milestone? A simple way to look at this one is the first 10 pounds. I want to, reach the first 10-pound loss by February 15th, for example, and then the next 10 pounds, and then the next 10 pounds. Okay, that's a simple way of looking at that. Okay, so that's one example. The other example I had for you was being more peaceful. So this is more of a mindset, emotional, spiritual health type of goal. These are really great to set. A lot of people set kind of those tangible goals, and then you've got these more that's seemingly ethereal goals. And the problem is, how do you measure that? And how do you know if you're more peaceful at the end of the year? So again, some milestones, for example, and what I mean by this being more peaceful, I mean less stressed, less anxious, not sweating the small stuff, that kind of thing. All right, so one example I thought of is by the end of 90 days that I will be praying or meditating more, okay? 5 times a week, 3 times a week, something like that. Right? So that would be a milestone. You set a time frame and then a certain thing that you're going to be doing so that you're able to look back and measure that and look at, okay, how has that helped me be more peaceful? Okay, so that's the second one. The third one I had for you is a very common one that we all certainly look at our finances at the beginning of the year and have goals for, whether it's paying debt off or saving money, if you want to put your kids through college, or you're, wanting to increase your savings towards retirement, or any one of those things. So let's say, for example, your first milestone is you want to have a certain amount of money by the end of the quarter, okay? So, if you want to invest more or so forth, that there's a certain amount by the end of the quarter. That would be a milestone, and you would do that for each quarter, okay? So you have your milestones now. I use these 3 examples. Now I want to give you the second thing that is going to be critical to actually achieving those milestones, to then achieving the end goal at the end of 2020, and that is tracking your habits. This is a piece that so many miss. I would say 90% of goal setters miss this piece, and that's why most people fail. All right? So I'm going to go back to the examples and now show you how you could track habits that support the goal. Okay? So for example, let's say the 50 pounds. So a habit would be how much wine you drink. Okay? So if you're drinking, let's say, 5 glasses of wine a week. You have a couple on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, and then maybe 1 glass of wine on Wednesday or something like that. So what you want to do is you're tracking that habit. That wine is not helping you lose those 50 pounds. But instead of saying I'm going to nix the wine completely and go to 0, what about the first month I'm going to go from 5 to 3? I'm going to limit it to 3 glasses of wine throughout the weekend, and I'm going to nix any wine drinking during the week. And then you actually have a calendar, and you can literally just X marks the box on each day, or do it in MyFitnessPal. Heck, do it on your memo notepad on your phone. Just speak into it or whatever. You got to make it easy. It could be a tally. It could be whatever. Okay, it's just got to be simple. All right, or you won't do it. So another one would be for example, eating at night, maybe not eating after 7 p.m. and you would track that habit. So you see, you're not tracking just how many times you step on the scale, you're tracking the habits that affect the scale going down. Let's use the being peaceful one because that's the one that's a little bit more difficult to track seemingly. Well, what about reading books on meditation or prayer or peacefulness or mindfulness? How many books would you read? Okay, how many, maybe there are some habits in there that they recommend that you want to practice. So how about tracking the habits recommended in the book? Or perhaps it has something to do with setting aside some quiet time. You know, if you're going all day long like crazy and you don't have any time to yourself, so maybe you want to have 30 minutes to start at night. Well, track what time you go to bed. Track starting a little bit earlier. You know, let's say you normally go to bed at 10. Now you're going to set an alarm and that goes off at 9 so that you get yourself ready so that by 9:30 you're in bed, you're able to read, you're able to decompress. Track that. How many times a week are you going to do that? Does that make sense? So you're tracking these practical habits that lead into you becoming a more peaceful person. And then you can go back at your tracker, look at how many times you did, and evaluate, okay, well, is it working? How do I feel? Is that time alone helping me? Have I felt that these books have made an influence on me? All right, so that's an idea for being more peaceful. The last one about expanding your finances. Let's look at some habits. Well, you can certainly track at how much money is going into a certain account or being paid off, you know, certain credit card or whatever, right? That's pretty simple. You're tracking those numbers. But how about some other habits? Let's say you go into Starbucks 5 days a week. What about tracking that, limiting that maybe to 1 or 2 times a week, having the coffee at home, or heck, buy yourself an espresso machine and do it at home. You're gonna save money over the long run, right? And track that habit, okay? Because then you intentionally take that money and put it into the account that you're trying to save in or what you're trying to pay off. So that's a habit. What about, you may not like this one, but what about doing your own nails? Woo, you know, maybe you get your nails done every couple of weeks or every 3 weeks or whatever. All right. Well, would you be willing to perhaps get your nails done once a month and maybe that a second time do your own? Or maybe you can even find a trade if you're somebody who has a business or a service or something that you can go into a nail salon, or you have a good relationship with someone and say, hey, I'll do this for you and to get my nails done for free or something like that. So there are different ideas, but you take that money, right, and you put it aside into the account or the debt payoff. So you see how instead of saying, okay, I'm going to save this much money each month, track the habits that contribute to the savings, okay? So those are some three areas, but you can do it in any area of your life. You can do it in whether it comes to nutrition, your relationship with your spouse, personal goals like wanting to write a book, something you want to do with your kids, maybe it's some more travel you want to do. Anything and everything is up on the table here for being able to set a milestone and then track the habit that will then feed into that milestone, okay? And I guarantee you will have a lot more success at achieving goals than just putting it out there and being loosey-goosey about what the plan is to achieve it. So with that being said, I want to also remind you, and in case you haven't heard, we are hosting an epic conference in only a couple of weeks. It's called Summit 2020, Expand Your Vision. We are flying in speakers from around the country who are experts at relationship, mindset mastery, financial health, and more. I'm going to be speaking on rest and recovery and this goal achievement. So all of us together are coming in with this whole life strategy perspective that we want to help you make 2020 your best year ever. And I highly encourage you to come. Honestly, if you don't find that this conference is worth every penny, I will personally give you your money back because we've personally vetted these different speakers And I will include the link. There are video interviews with them. You can see all their bios, the topics they're speaking on, the whole schedule. We have a happy hour the night before that's included, and with the speakers being there, so you can have one-on-one time with them. There's going to be a lot of personal interaction. This is not a cold people speaking from the stage down at you type of conference. This is a get your hands dirty, let's do this, let's help each other, and give you some strategies and tools that can help make this year better than you ever imagined, because you have expert advice and tools, like I said, to help you move forward in your life. So it's summit2020.priscillafree.com. I will put the information in a link below this video, and get on there. I'm telling you, we have only a dozen spots left. It's going to sell out. So I encourage you to not wait anymore. All right. It's January 24th, 25th, and I hope to see you there. Have a great day. See you later.